when people ask me how diversified I am, I tell them, hey, I just buy one ETF, one stock. And most people do not know the difference. And I reply to them, I just own one ETF. And that ETF contains 104 holdings. This is my portfolio. I just buy one, guys. One ETF, or that's 11. One ETF, that's all. SCHD. And I'm here to tell you that I am not in the wrong side of history. I'm on the right side of it, to be honest. So let me just tell you all how my portfolio is doing so far. And remember, I buy SCHD ETF. One ETF every single day, no matter the price. I buy this baby every single day, whether it's doing bad, whether it's doing great, whether, whether anything's happening in the world, in the market. I try to buy this ETF every single day. And SCHD has 104 holdings, which in my opinion, I am very diversified. And the reason that I go with these ETF is because of the criteria that the SCHD ETF has. And if you do not know what's the criteria of the SCHD ETF, well, you could look it up online. To be honest, it's very easy. And once you understand the underlying criteria for any stocks to be in the ETF, you will understand why I own this ETF. I love it. Now, that does not mean that I'm married to this ETF. If anything happens in the future, because we do not know what could happen in the future, right? Nothing is for certain. Then I'm willing to sell off this ETF. But for the time being, I own about 183 shares of SCHD. Started buying this ETF about a year ago, and I've been trying to do everything I can to own as much shares as I can in the shortest amount of time. So I started investing in this ETF about a year ago. I own about 183 shares, and my total return, that's including reinvesting the dividends, is $363. It might not sound a lot or much for many people, but remember, I have never said that I'm a rich person. I'm a working class, I'm a working person in this country, just like you that's watching me right now. So this is investing every day as much as I can, right? So again, I know this is not much for many people, but you can see the consistency that I have put into this one ETF. And remember, it holds 104 stocks. And the beauty of this is that I do not have to worry or care about any of these stocks that are in the ETF, right, as the current moment. Because the ETF will evaluate any stocks that are not doing what they're supposed to do, and the ETF will kick these companies out and replace them with another one. Do I wish that certain stocks were in the ETF? Yes, but if certain stocks are not in the ETF, that's because those stocks are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, so like that they could be brought into the ETF. And the beauty of it is that I don't have to worry about what certain stocks are doing, or how are they doing, or are they about to cut their dividend. I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience. And if you've been following the stock market for a while, then you know that nothing. And if you've been following the stock market for a while, you know that this entire market is very unpredictable. I don't have time to go to work, to take care of the family, to do things that I gotta do, record this video, edit this video, and at the same time go online to search or to do a research on the stocks that I own. Gosh, I don't have time for that. And these are the top 10 holdings within the ETF, like PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, UPS, Home Depot, Texas Instrument, Abbey, among others. I love it. It's so passive. I just throw my money in there and the ETF will do what it's supposed to do. And I don't have to be loyal. I hate being loyal to a company. And this is my portfolio. I've been investing into this portfolio, like I said, for a year now. One thing that I do, which is like I'm ready for another market correction. I don't want to buy this ETF at $76 or $77. I would like to be able to buy this ETF around 69, or even if it goes lower than that. So I understand the market, and I'm just gonna keep buying this ETF. And I tell people, you don't have to invest in SHD if you don't wanna. You wanna have DGRO because it has Apple in there or Microsoft, go ahead. You wanna buy the S&P 500, go ahead. You wanna buy QQQ, go ahead. You wanna buy VGT, go ahead. Whichever ETF you feel like buying, but do not buy individual stocks. And the beauty of this is that you don't have to sell your stocks, right? Like, if you have enough money that you can retire on, you don't have to sell the ETF. And even if you get to sell the ETF, right? Because there's a way of kind of, you know, living from the dividends and selling the ETF at the same time. Okay, you can do that. You can 100% do that. And again, you can try to invest as much as possible and try to live off the dividends. Okay, like if you had certain stocks, you have to calculate how much you're willing to sell of that individual stocks, and you might get attached to it. So I don't want to get attached to any individual stocks. I'll buy this, guys. This is the way to go. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You heard that again. You never know what's gonna happen to a company, and people could say to you, "Hey, so you know, I invest in Apple. Look how great Apple is doing." Amen to that. If Apple's doing great, okay, you know, Apple's doing great, but why don't you invest in, let's say, AT&T, right? Because it pays a dividend. Some people do invest in AT&T, but you know, that's up to them. I'm not accusing or pointing any fingers, but that doesn't entertain me. That doesn't entertain me. So this is my portfolio. I have 104 holdings within the ETF. I own about 183 shares. I get paid a dividend. The goal of the ETF is to keep increasing the dividends year after year. I'm going to outperform most people. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Over time, I'm going to outperform 99.9% of the people. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up. So do not put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Welcome back, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to do so. If you already have subscribed, please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you do not like the message, you can also dislike that button, the dislike button. Be part of the community. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next SCHD channel.